Thank you very much, Mr Speaker. My question is to the Prime Minister. The Future Fund was set up by the Howard government in 2006 to strengthen Australia's long-term financial position. For nearly 20 years, governments of both sides have respected the independence of the fund by not meddling with its investment mandate. Having blown the bank and fuelled inflation with its reckless spending, Labor is now raiding the nation's nest egg to cover its economic failures. Prime Minister, why are Australians paying for the Albanese government's economic incompetence?
Call to the Prime Minister.
Thanks very much, Mr Speaker. I was going to give this question to the Treasurer, but the bit in the question,
the member for Casey and the member for Fadden will cease objecting.
Is just too much to resist, Mr Speaker. It's just too much to resist. When we came to office, there was a $78 billion deficit projected, and we turned that into a $22 billion surplus. And the following year, we turned it into another $15 billion surplus. Something after those opposite, in 2013, were elected with a commitment to do a surplus in the first year and every year thereafter.
None for 9, you genius.
But in spite of the money ripped out of health, money ripped out of education, money ripped out of services, places like Veterans Affairs where people couldn't get their payments done, in spite of the robo-debt debacle and everything that we've seen, they ran deficit after deficit after deficit, time after time after time.
Order. The Minister for Infrastructure and the Treasurer. The Leader of the Opposition is entitled to raise a point of order, and he shall do so now.
Mr Speaker, I'd firstly like you to deal with a comment from the Treasurer, who surely will have the decency to withdraw it.
The order. Members on my right. The Treasurer is going to withdraw to help the House.
Mr Speaker.
The Leader of the Opposition has the right to call a point of order, and he's doing so now.
Pretty beneath the Treasurer, I would have thought. But anyway, I guess we see your true character. Mr Speaker, it's on relevance.
The Minister for Housing and the Assistant Minister for Social Services will cease objecting.
Mr Speaker, obviously it's on relevance. Prime Minister was asked about the Future Fund. Is the Prime Minister prepared to defend his decision on the Future Fund?
Order. The Leader of the House is also entitled to raise on a point of order. Well, everyone wants to stop everyone raising points of order. We can easily do that by not taking any. Sure, no one wants that. The Leader of the House on a point of order.
Mr Speaker, when a question refers to spending and the answer is referring to spending, it's being directly relevant.
Well, and it was also talking about financial position, fuelling inflation, about Australians paying for economic decisions. So in any universe, that's a very broad topic. So the Prime Minister will need to remain relevant to the question that he has been asked about, which is a very broad question containing many moving parts. The Prime Minister has the call.
He will, Mr Speaker, because the Leader of the Opposition, with the broadness of that question, has given me an opportunity not just to confirm the independence of the Future Fund, that's very important, and that their mandate will be about maximising returns, which it will do, But it is also, I'm also asked about inflation. Well, inflation was 6.1 when we came into office, and now it's 2.8. We've done that while 1 million jobs have been created during this term of office. Unemployment at 4.1%. Real wages increasing because we want to make sure that people earn more, but also tax cuts for all Australians because we want people to keep more of what they earn. Across the board, Mr Speaker, when you look at all of the economic indicators, those opposite, the Leader of the Opposition stands and asks a broad question about the economy, and then we see the nuclear overreaction from him when you actually go through what the economic figures are, Mr Speaker. And we know that there are alternatives because he wants Australians to pay more. He has a housing scheme that will drive up house prices. He has a supermarket scheme that will drive up grocery prices. He has an energy scheme that will drive up power prices. And he has an NBN scheme. I noticed they want to privatise the NBN now. They want to privatise the NBN.
Order.
They want to privatise the NBN, which we know what the consequences for regional Australia will be.